In early April 2026, the world believed the United States was projecting overwhelming force by dispatching 3 aircraft carriers to the Middle East. The strategic audit reveals a different reality. The USS Gerald R. Ford, the Navy's most advanced carrier, is not in combat. It is docked in Split, Croatia, undergoing repairs after a fire in its laundry room injured 3 sailors and exposed 200 more to smoke. The USS George H.W. Bush is still transiting the Atlantic, weeks away from the theater. Only the USS Abraham Lincoln is actually fighting. This is not a display of supremacy. It is the logistics of desperation. The true crisis is not on the flight decks, but in the munitions depots. The AGM-158B JASSM-ER is the backbone of America's long-range precision strike capability. Designed to evade Iranian air defenses from standoff distances, it has been fired at an unprecedented rate. Before Operation Epic Fury, the United States maintained a global stockpile of approximately 2,300 of these stealth cruise missiles. In the first 4 weeks of the conflict alone, over 1,000 have been expended. This rate of consumption is not sustainable for any prolonged campaign.
To sustain the offensive, the Pentagon has stripped JASSM-ER inventory from every theater, including the critical Pacific reserves meant for a potential conflict with China. As a result, only 425 missiles remain available for global commitments. This is barely enough to arm 17 B-1B bombers for a single full-capacity mission. The concept of strategic hollowing, sacrificing long-term readiness for short-term operational needs, has become a tangible reality. The United States is winning tactical battles while losing its strategic depth. At the current rate of expenditure, the remaining stockpile will last only a few more weeks. Even with emergency surge production, replacing the 1,000 missiles already fired would take years, not months. This is the JASSM-ER Cliff, a point where precision strike capacity drops below the minimum threshold required to maintain air superiority. When that happens, American bombers and strike fighters will be forced to fly lower, closer, and slower to their targets, directly into the engagement envelopes of Iran's surviving surface-to-air missile systems. The risk of attrition will rise exponentially.
Returning to the carrier question. The 3-carrier surge never materialized as advertised. The Ford is broken. The Bush is still en route. Only the Lincoln is actively engaged. The deployment of the Bush is not a reinforcement. It is an emergency rotation to replace the crippled Ford and prevent a complete gap in carrier presence. This is not a sign of naval dominance, but a symptom of logistical fragility. The United States Navy is currently operating at the ragged edge of its sustainment capacity, a condition that no amount of carrier hulls can mask. The audit of Operation Epic Fury concludes with a cold truth. Modern military power is not measured by the number of ships deployed or missiles fired. It is measured by the depth of the inventory and the resilience of the supply chain. The United States has traded decades of stockpiled precision munitions for a few weeks of tactical advantage. If the conflict persists at this intensity, the JASSM-ER stockpile will be exhausted. And when that happens, the world's only superpower will be forced to retreat, not because it was defeated in battle, but because it simply ran out of ammunition.